So we're going to start the YouTube stream right now.
Awesome.
We are? Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tech Down Over. This is show number 100.
Woo!
100.
100.
And for 100, we have our youngest member. She's right in the middle right there.
She's actually on the sofa right
She's
here.
on the... Are you on the sofa? Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of locked in my living room this week.
Ah, okay. That's for your protection.
For my protection.
Yes. She just had a bit of hip surgery, so she's recouping. But you'd never know.
I'm feeling hippie shape.
Hippie. You're amazing. You're just amazing.
I'll tell you, modern medicine, I was under the knife at 7 a.m. on Monday, and by noon I was walking up and down a hallway.
Is that incredible or what?
It's, completely amazing. And then they don't give you drugs to really, I wasn't wiped out. I mean, I was during the surgery. But
Right.
I came home and I walked up the stairs by myself.
Wow, really?
That's
cool.
I walked up the stairs.
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Kirk is probably knocked out right now trying to figure out how to keep you down.
Yeah, I know. He was hoping. I think Kirk was hoping that they would have drugged me a little more.
Want to switch to our main shot real quick?
What's that?
No, we're just going to switch to your shot just to make sure everything's good. Lower thirds are good.
Shared the post everywhere. Hey, everyone. And I'm going to take off my glasses because I know one of the little things I'm going to share about, I know it causes glare.
No, we're not there yet. We're not official yet. This is our pre-show.
This is the pre-show show, folks.
This is the pre-show show.
Down Over. I love the name, by the way. I think I've told you that. But Tech Down Over because we're coming from Melbourne, Australia. Jeff?
And near Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood, California, Rick, and then Denver, Colorado, me. So
yeah,
we're just all over the place.
Tech Down Over.
Tech Down Over. I love it. And, okay, I've shared it. Feel free, everyone, to share the post. Like, when you see them, share it. And then, we're going to talk about gadgets and fun things for entrepreneurs. And anytime we talk about gadgets, Rick and Jeff.
Let's see if it synchronizes later.
It's intimidating. Yeah. You guys are intimidating when you talk about gadgets.
No. You're the gadget queen.
Low-budget gadgets.
You are the gadget queen.
I am the gadget queen, but I'm the low-budget gadget queen. I'm going to talk about low-budget gadgets for entrepreneurs who are still broke. You're going to talk about what you can buy when you have, hundreds of dollars to spend on a microphone.
That would be Jeff, who just spent $4,000 on a Korg synthesizer.
Cronus keyboard.
The Cronus keyboard.
The two of you, yeah.
He is the new Kitaro. Remember Kitaro back in the 70s? He was great.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get him a black wig, and he's going to be the new Kitaro.
The big drums?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff's quite amusing. He plays really well.
Jeff, you are multi-talented.
Well, I believe I do, but I mean, I think my ego is bigger than my playing.
Isn't that the case for all of us? That's why we do what we do.
But the thing is, I do it for myself, and I enjoy it very much. So I don't care what it's. I don't do it to perform for others, but it's just for me, and I really do enjoy the music.
I will tell you a show secret nobody knows. Jeff and I send each other songs that we've either played or sang. Yes. So that's it. We're too shy to send it to anybody else, but we'll send it to each other, and then we can critique.
And then you bring me in to do interpretive dance.
That's right.
The song. Okay.
That's right. Well, right now, being that you're recouping on the hip, you can do the one-legged crane dance.
Do the one-leg crane and jump up and do. Yeah, I don't even have like a walker or a cane nearby.
This is great. Well, shall we start the show?
Let's do it.
All right. So, you want to count us down?
Me?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tech Down Over. We are here with a very good friend of ours, and this is our show number 100, 100.
100, yes.
100. And we have a very special guest today. She's a good friend of ours. She and I had a show together for 100 shows. So Jeff, if this is over after 100, it's not my fault this time.
And I'll tell you what ended it. It was on our 100th show when Rick dressed up like me.
Yes, well.
No, that was 50th.
That's 50.
That was show 50. I was Gina Schreck.
Yeah, you were Gina Schreck.
And actually, she just came into the show. That's Gina Schreck. Yeah. And she is a very well-known social media consultant, and she has a company that manages social media for a lot of medium, large, and small companies. She does an incredible amount of work with social media. She has more energy than, I don't know, probably an atomic reactor. she is.
And I'm excited that I was able to even do the show this week because I didn't know what my state of. I mean, I really thought that they would drug you up after hip surgery for at least a week or something.
And they used to.
I've been coherent. I'm on just Tylenol.
Well, that's great. You know what? That's absolutely great, and that means it's so much more minimally invasive now. And we're just glad. You look great. You absolutely look great. Your energy level, even when you wrote, your energy level sounded great. So I was going, I think she's recouped. This is absolutely cool. And on the other side of Gina, we've got Jeff Blanchard, our man down under. He's the man from down under. Double O Blanchard joining us from Melbourne.
That's right. Yes, ready to go.
You've heard of 007. He's Double O Blanchard.
So don't forget the intro.
Shall we do the intro? Let's go. We are back.
You know, Rick, I was looking at with having Gina on the show here today. I'm more than thrilled to have Gina back on. But do you realise, Gina, it's 2 years since you was on? You was on show number 12 in the 19th of December 2014.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Oh, it just seems like yesterday. I can't believe
and her lawyers finally said we can talk to her again. So it's perfect.
You're going, okay, 2 years. I think it's safe. We can bring Gina back on. Yeah. And I love the topic because gadgets, I love gadgets and shiny objects. And so gadgets for entrepreneurs, what better topic to chat about?
This is our holiday show. This is for all the people who need toys or don't need toys but want them.
And people who might be stressing that there's not enough time to get something for that gadget-loving entrepreneur or for themselves if they just feel like they want to set themselves up for the new year and need to get those gadgets. There's still tons of time.
So what's hot right now? What is one of the hottest things for people? There's always something every year that's hot or it's really trendy. What are you seeing right now? The last time you were here, it was selfie sticks.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of transition because you look at it and say, what's hot right now is what we're doing, live streaming video.
Really?
So to me, that's going to be even bigger in 2017. We're going to continue to see huge amounts of live streaming video, which means we need to have some gadgets. We need to have a good tripod. We need to have our, I like this iographer I've been using, and it's kind of helps steady your phone. If you're going to snap your phone in there and you can put it portrait or landscape, and I love it. And I love this little selfie light. This is the one I was saying that causes problems if you have glasses because it glares. You see little circles in your...
Oh, yep.
But this is a great because they're so cheap. But they clip on your phone, or I have it clipped on my laptop so that when you're somewhere the lighting isn't ideal, you just put this on and it has 3 or 4 settings, so it has like a romantic glow if you want to look better. They need the de-wrinkler. But so I think live streaming is huge. Another thing that I'm seeing on the personal side that I use in my office is all the smart devices like Alexa. I have 3 Alexas in our house. It's kind of sad.
How many do you have?
3.
3. Do you have the dots or the Alexas, the big ones?
The big ones.
Have you seen the dots?
Name. She just woke up.
Have you seen the dots?
Yeah, I have seen the dots. The problem with the dot is you have to touch it to make it do something, and I'm too lazy. I want to say across the room, Alexa, how do you spell perpendicular? And watch.
Sorry, I can't tell what you want.
I had the volume. So, Alexa, how do you spell perpendicular? We have Christmas music playing. Alexa, pause. She's not cooperating. Alexa.
Did you realize, though, now that, Gina, everybody with Alexa, all of them have started to play Christmas music now?
Yes.
I use the spelling thing all the time. I love that, and I love the ability to turn on music. I'll be working. I'll say turn on focus music. I can pull in my Spotify music. I pull in my Pandora music. I pull in my Amazon music. So it pulls in from anywhere that you've got your music stored. I love it. Now Google just came out with theirs, and I'm going, I wish I could have one of each so I could compare.
Right.
Have you played with that one?
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, that looks. I'm loving it because I'll add things to a grocery list when I'm thinking of it by just saying, "Add this to my list."
That's true.
Again,
It's a cool device, and I got it when it first came out. It cost me a whole $99 because they were running a special for the early adopters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's well worth it. It has a pretty good speaker. I still think it's made. I can't prove this, but I think it's made by the UE speakers. You've heard the what is it, Unlimited Ears or something like that, which was I think owned by Logitech, but it's UE. It looks exactly like the UE speakers. I don't know if it is or not, but they may have OEM'd it from them.
It has a great sound quality.
It does, and you can tell Alexa raise volume, lower volume, and it can just put it exactly where you want.
Yeah. So if the phone's ringing and you've got music playing, I mean, I have Sonos speakers in the house, and so I used to scramble to pull up Sonos and control the sound.
Yeah.
But I'll just say, Alexa, pause, and it'll just pause.
Yep.
Or, Alexa, turn the volume down. Alexa, turn the volume up. The problem is sometimes I'm talking and I'll say the word Alexa, and she'll say, I don't understand what you're asking. What do you want me to do? I need her to make dinner and do some more handy things.
Now,
Right
I haven't tried this, but Alexa also has controls that can control your house.
It does, and we had a funny story about that last week because this little tree that's just like a little behind a table Christmas tree, to get back there is very difficult because we have all these wires and speakers and everything back here, and Kirk didn't want to mess with me reaching back and unplugging and plugging because I would mess something up. Right. So he said, let's put the Wemo, the little smart device, plug into the wall back here, and then from our app or from Alexa, we could say, turn on the Christmas tree lights, turn off the lights.
Oh, that's cool.
But we couldn't get the Wemo to sync with our network for some reason. I was on the phone for 2 hours with Xfinity. So I'm still reaching back there, messing with the lights.
Interesting. But ideally, it should work.
Yeah, it should. You can set it up with like your Nest thermostat. So there's lots of things, and they keep coming out with, and now that Google's come out with their version, I'm sure it's going to be this cool competition of who's going to make it the most useful device. And to me, it's kind of that first entry-level little home robot. I love it. Yeah. I have one in our bedroom, I have one in my office, and then we have one in the kitchen.
Do you ever say, Alexa, thank you?
I do. And you know what? Another thing I use a lot is, Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
And it sets a timer.
My wife likes to dye her hair every so often, and I say, set a timer 15 minutes, and boom, she's set, and life is good.
On Leslie, on things like that.
Yeah. Just set a timer.
We don't dye our hair. It just naturally comes in.
It comes in, that's right. No dye. I'm not involved in that.
But yeah, it's cool. So yeah, those are a couple things that I think are big. Looking at more smart home. And there's a lot of things out there. It's just what's useful for you. And then live streaming. I think we all have to look at microphones and I know you guys are like the kings of microphones.
We have a lot of mics, and they're fun and fun.
My little $13 clip-on lavalier.
Okay, now right now I have on a $300 ear set mic. It just goes over the ear, both ears, and it's a Rode HS1. But they have a new one now that if you have a phone and you want to plug it into a phone, like an iPhone or an Android, it is the Rode HS Headset 2, the number 2, and that one is about $279 to $300, but it has really nice sound.
So the one you have on right now is $300.
Yeah, you can see it right here. It's very thin.
And the one I have on right now is $13.
Yep.
And I'm curious from the audience, is there a big difference? Because I'm not a big sound
if there's
connoisseur.
not, I'm just going to kill myself because this is going through a $1,000 compressor limiter and gate. So this is what crazy people do to buy professional gear. You don't need professional gear to podcast. You can do it with almost anything.
$13, yeah. The iOgrapher, the little holder for my phone, is the most expensive. Well, the tripod, I have a real steady tripod right now that this is on, but you don't need one. You can use a little desk tripod for $15, but I have a steady one that I've used for big cameras. Yeah. So maybe the tripod was $50 or $60.
Right.
The iOgrapher, I think, is $40.
So are you on your phone right now?
Right now, with you, I'm on my laptop.
You're on your laptop, okay.
And on my phone, I'm broadcasting to Facebook Live.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's fun.
I'm straining the bandwidth, and I have my pink duct tape handy in case we break the internet. Because it could happen any moment. It could happen.
That's funny.
Yeah, so what do you guys, now you're in the e-learning space, what gadgets or tech things are you seeing coming down the pipe?
Nothing much in e-learning per se, but in media, I mean, you have all, like you said, the portable devices, the things that connect to phones. I mean, you could have a phone right now with really good lenses, camera gear. You could spend $400 or $500 to make your phone a real DSLR almost.
True.
And it's pretty amazing, but it still doesn't take the place of a camera, but it does at the same time. So,
Yeah.
and again,
interesting. Ronald just brought up a question. He said he can hear a slight echo on mine, and that's one thing I forgot to do. I was going to plug in my earbud.
Maybe it's coming from your speakers, probably.
Yeah, because I've got the speakers coming through on my laptop, and then probably feeding back the sound coming out and feeding into the microphone.
Right.
But
Right.
said,
So it's probably
not bad.
a little bit of feedback, probably a little bit of echo.
It's like $13 worth of feedback.
That's not bad. That's not bad. And you can buy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
I think your sound's coming actually from your laptop, Gina. I don't think it's coming from the lavalier.
True, but I mean,
Yeah,
I'm speaking into my mic, and so the sound that's coming out of my laptop is feeding into my mic, which is feeding into the phone.
But it's not too bad, though. As you said, it's acceptable. It's still quite good. And as you said, streaming is the biggest thing. You even saw, I think a while back, Mark Zuckerberg had a Facebook live stream of him having a barbecue. I just tend to think, I wonder how natural that was. Hundreds of people watching in barbecue, making sure nothing was said incorrectly in that. But like you said, it is the latest thing, and we said everybody can do it with your smartphone. You don't need to have a fortune in gear, but the likes of Rick and I, we just like to have the better equipment. Like I'm using my Canon $2,000 video camera.
Yeah, dogs and shiny objects, and you guys buy microphones and expensive equipment. Yeah, I think that is the thing, is we need to look at how do we make it natural, whether it's for e-learning, whether it's for social marketing, whether it's for educating our customers and doing customer service. I mean, I would love to see businesses hold Q&A sessions once a week where they're bringing in people through live streaming and they're answering their questions. And to me, that's such a cool way to use a tool like this. And you don't need a lot of equipment. And we were having this conversation with a couple of people saying, so many of us wait until we can afford the equipment, or we wait until we feel comfortable getting things right. It's always going to change. So you just have to do it and then keep tweaking and getting better and upgrading.
Oh, you're right. In fact, I remember one time, this is about like 6-7 years ago, somebody sends me a note saying, what do I do? What do I need to do to get in podcasting? What's in your studio? So I told her everything we had in our studio was just like, at the time, probably $15,000 worth of gear. And she goes, what a jerk. I didn't ask you for that. I just wanted something simple. I was like, so you asked me what's in our studio. So I told you, if you want something simple, just get a USB mic, get a little light somewhere, or get a flashlight, whatever, and you're done. You're in. That's it. And make sure you have enough bandwidth.
The Witch Project version and just put the light under your chin.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Hello.
Yeah. I don't think you need a lot. Obviously, you want to have a professional image, so you want to look for things to boost the audio and sound, manage that whole process with a good mic and headset. But I'm trying to tell people you don't have to wait.
No, you don't, and you shouldn't. And you shouldn't. You're right. You really shouldn't, because, if you've got something to say and you want to say it, say it.
Say it. And do things to set the stage so that it comes across professional. Like I always say, if you've got dirty laundry behind you, or I cannot tell you how many times I've done shows where people will go live and I'm looking behind them going, oh my gosh, it's a total disaster behind them. Find a space where you've got no dirty dishes on your, you're not in your kitchen, or you're not in your bedroom. I think the bedroom thing is weird. Like, people sit on their bed, and I'm sorry, there's probably people going, oh, I do that all the time. But I find that to just be, like, you've got a kitchen table somewhere, or, a living room with a wall.
Somebody called me up that we were doing, and the person, I won't mention names right now, but she called up, she was having trouble getting her Ustream or something working, or YouTube working. She just couldn't get it to work in streaming. She calls me up. It's about, I don't know, 7 or 8 at night. And she's in her bedroom, in lingerie, and I'm just going, this is rather interesting and uncomfortable, but okay. And she has nothing of it, and I'm helping her, trying to get her stuff connected. She finally gets it, and we're done. And I was thinking, that was a very interesting phone call.
But you and I did a show with someone.
I think that's who, I'm trying to remember the name, and they were part of a network, and it was interesting, but...
she is a big media person, and she's in like a, I don't know if it was lingerie, but it looked like it, and she was in her bedroom on her bed, and I was like, but I've seen a lot of people do that, where they're just sitting in their bedroom and it's casual, and I guess, again, it's all about branding, and maybe that's their brand. But I look at it and go, just look around you to say, how do I set the stage? I mean, even today, I was like, all right, all these wires are showing. Is there something I can do to, position myself differently? And, just tweak a few things, but you don't need to go crazy. I've seen in an office, if you have a choice of having metal blinds behind you versus a wall with a painting on it, go with the painting.
Right.
Or find a wall that isn't stark white. It has a little bit of color. But if you don't have that, then, you go with what you have.
Now, there is one trend, Gina, that just has to end. It's a bad trend. People take their phones to the bathrooms. In a building with 10 other people in the bathroom, like, yeah, Joe, yeah, I got to do that right. And you're just going, really? I mean, you have to be that connected? I mean, was that important a call?
That is crazy.
I've heard it, I don't know, probably 40, 50 times already. And you just kind of shake your head and go.
That whole thing of bathroom selfies. I also think
bathroom selfies? I haven't seen that.
The pouty face. I don't know. Like, our lips are going to start being wrinkled, people, around our mouth because we're doing the selfie too much. Like, we got to go. We got to do something else.
That's funny.
Yeah. And so I think live streaming is going to be big in 2017. Continue to be big. I mean, you look at the trends. It's just getting easier and easier to do. So I don't know why, people don't look for ways to start incorporating that into their message. And I know some of the reasons they don't. There's fear, needing too much equipment. It's a little more difficult.
Right.
I felt
now, if you want to go to the Apple store, we bought one of these. I didn't want it. I didn't really need it, but I took my wife, Leslie, with me. And she's awful. When I take her shopping, really, I'm looking for my stuff. She starts finding everything and anything. Here, get this. Oh, look at this. Get that. And I go, what are you doing? And then she hassles me for buying too much. I go, wait a minute. You're the one who gave me this stuff. But we went, and they sell a little podcasting kit. You can buy it independently. You can buy the tripod, which puts the iPhone or any other kind of phone in it. It has a light. It's an LED light, pretty bright. It's only like a 4 or 5 LED light. But it can really light you pretty well. You've got, there was one other component, I don't remember what it was, but, the mic. It was like a little lavalier. And it's $200 for the whole thing.
Yeah,
you don't have to spend that much.
I mean, I'm looking at what I have here. Iographer, on mic, plus this little selfie light. Yeah. So 13, 26, maybe under $100.
Right.
And if you go to Amazon, it could be delivered in 2 days.
Exactly. So you don't have to go to the Apple store, spend $200 to $300 for exactly what Gina has for less than $100.
Yeah, and I would say it's a good starting point. Obviously, if then later you're going, okay, my sound quality could be improved. I'm going to do a new mic, or I'm going to do a headset, so that my sound doesn't have any of the echo issues. So you upgrade little bits at a time. But I think looking at getting started is important. So I think a great gift package would be that live streaming entrepreneur package for somebody is, those tools. Now, I've had a lot of selfie sticks come with the little clamp that'll hold your phone. Oh, okay. And you can screw that onto most standard tripods. The problem with the expandable ones, they don't go. There's a couple now that do, but it's hard to get them that go both ways. This iographer really has little handles you can hold. So if you were out and about walking around, it steadies it. And then it has a screw for your tripod both directions. So you can stand it up or lay it down. And then you plug in your mic and you plug in your power through the iographer, so it's holding holding everything for you. So to me, that's been one of my favorite things that I purchased in the last 6 months is this iOgrapher. Love it.
That's fun. You know, there's a guy, if you ever have a chance, go to YouTube, and there's a channel called Robert's London.
Robert's London?
Robert's London. And he's a guy who just podcasts as he walks through the streets and describes areas, goes to restaurants, goes to theaters, and he is describing his experience. And it's, I don't know how he actually does it. He uses like Sony cameras and some other smaller ones. And I don't know if he's got a stick or how, but you can see him walking, and he's just kind of, and he does great
podcasts. There are things
podcasts.
you can put on your chest,
Yeah.
and it would hold out like a GoPro, or this iOgrapher, you could mount it on something that's, walking and looking at you, I guess. So you'd look strange, but people nowadays, I mean, we were in Italy, and every corner was selling selfie sticks.
Really?
Every corner. That was the...
And if you put cheese on it, you have a cheese stick.
You have a cheese
I mean, it's
stick.
Italy. Come on, they eat everything.
Yeah.
For those who
So-
don't know, Gina is Italian.
Yeah, exactly. To say, Rick, you and I could turn our heads and we could see.
Yeah, Italiana. Yeah, I'm part Italian.
But yeah, I'd love to know, like, any other gadget ideas for that you guys think are hot on the market right now for the holidays.
What have I been seeing?
New hips are hot right now.
I know what's hot for Rick is there's a new Canon M5 camera on there, just for a short investment.
I think it shipped. I should be getting it shortly, but
So the
it's a
M5,
mirrorless.
the
It's the
Canon-
M5. It's a mirrorless camera. It's not that cheap. It's about $1,300 with everything, but
Explain that, Rick. What is a mirrorless?
a mirrorless camera doesn't have the mirror that flips in and out all the times as you're taking pictures. You are seeing directly into the digital sensor. And
That's-
they're very fast at focus. They're very fast at taking videos. They're really sharp, too. And I had the M3 from Canon, which was their second mirrorless camera, maybe third one. And this one is their new top-of-the-line mirrorless. And they're not that expensive and not cheap either. It's about $1,300, and it has an adapter that lets you put on bigger Canon lenses, or you can get the smaller ones that they come with. And, the colors are beautiful. It takes nice video. It's not 4K video, but who cares? It takes beautiful 1080p, and the pictures are really gorgeous. And Canon's known for good color.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a better camera that's a little more expensive and you want to go semi-pro or pro, Fujifilm has a camera called the X-T2. And that one is a beautiful camera. The color is as good or better than Canon, which is really saying something. And that one is fast. It's a little more complex to use. So if you're a beginner, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But if you're like a real hobbyist or an aficionado, that's a great camera. And it shoots 4K. It shoots 1080p, and the picture quality is gorgeous.
I'm curious. How many cameras do each of you have?
I sold a lot of them, so I right now have.
I've only got 3 at the moment, so.
I think I've got 6, and if I include camcorders, 10.
I've only got 2. Well, and that doesn't, I've got 2. One's a Nikon, one's a Canon.
Okay.
Obviously, my phones.
But
Which
then
Canon do you have?
I don't know which Canon. It's red.
Is it a big one? Oh, it's one of the smaller ones?
Yeah, it's a smaller one.
Yeah, like a Sure Shot or Power Shot?
No, and it does video. I bought it for video.
Okay.
And it does.
They're good.
The best camera is what? The one you have with you.
That's true, and that could be a phone more. I mean, the camera phones are pretty good.
Yeah, the best camera is always the camera you've got in your pocket, ready to snap a picture, and that's usually my phone.
I think it's is it OnePlus? What's it called? OnePlus or something like that? They came out with a Mate 9, M-A-T-E 9, that has almost the DSLR quality camera on it, and the whole phone is it's not a phone attached to any provider. You just get your SIM cards later. I think it's $499 for a real luxury phone. And I think it's the OnePlus One or something like that. I forgot what they call it. Really, really nice phone. The Mate 9.
Have either of you played with the new Pixel, Google's Pixel
See,
phone?
I'm not the biggest Google fan, so I don't know if I buy it. There's probably something they censor you with there. I'm unhappy with Google right now because they've been censoring YouTube. They censor everything. Yeah, it's like that's not good. Yeah, I mean they're allowed to if they want to. It's a private business, but they don't really tell you they're going to censor you till later, and it's like that's kind of tacky. we always get dinged because we put ads from somebody else in the show. Like, for example, we want to show a Canon camera. So invariably we get a letter saying, you've just broken your policy, but we'll let you go this time. Thank you. Appreciate it. They're fussy.
That's true. Jeff, have you played with any new phones?
I haven't, but I've been looking at that Google Pixel, and I've been listening to what a lot of people are saying about it, and apparently it's quite a good phone, but for the money that you're paying for it. As I said, it's quite a good phone. It looks quite similar to an iPhone, but they said it's a great phone, but it's just that little bit too expensive. There's other ones out there, some Samsungs that are much cheaper, but of course they're a bit on the nose at the moment, aren't they? So they've got to be a bit cheaper to do that. So like that Galaxy 7, that's a great phone, but with the number 7 on it, it's not doing. I think that's taking away from it as well.
Who wants to risk that? I know.
Guess who had a Note 7?
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Did yours catch on fire?
It did not, but it was running hot. I could feel it running hot, and I turned it back in right away. There were times I go, this is too hot for what we're doing. We're not doing anything. And it was a beautiful phone.
Because I loved every Samsung phone I had. I had every Galaxy phone. But at my last phone that I got, I had the Edge, 6S or something Edge, and then I ended up going iPhone, which was a total... You know me. I was anti-iPhone. I have everything Apple. I was anti-iPhone. And I went with an iPhone 6S. Yeah. And I would have gotten the 7, so I probably would have been one that had the fire in my phone. But it's interesting. I'm still not a fan of the iPhone.
I'm not either. I've had 4 of them, and after 4, I don't want any more. I'm not excited about it. You know what I have right now? After my Note 7, I just wanted to get rid of... I went back to my Note 5, but that was a refurbished one because my original Note 5 died. It was overheating. Overheating again? So they took it back and gave me a brand new refurbished one. So I go, so much for my new phone. And the Note 5 was good, but it was starting to overheat. The refurbished one was starting to overheat. So I go, I'm done. I'm just done with the Notes. I love the Notes, too. They were great. And I went to... This is my Moto Z Force.
Moto Z Force.
Moto Z Force. It's a 5.5-inch screen. It has what they call Z mods that you attach to the lens over here, and it covers like you can have like it's not Bose. What is it? Is it JBL? You have a speaker that you can attach to it. You can also attach battery packs and other things, but they're not great. It's not worth the extra $100 for each one of them. And it's a good phone, but I'm not crazy about it because the screen touch is kind of funky. Like if you try to do pinches or move screens around, more often than not, it's not moving with you.
That's interesting.
It's not as after you've had a Samsung, which moves beautifully. This is clunky.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love the Samsung and the iPhone. I still have issues. It's just not a great telephone either. It's like
that's true. That's true.
But and then I always have to have a case on mine because I'll break it if I don't. And I have a life-proof case, and then people can't hear me. So then I have to use a Bluetooth headphone. Kurt bought he had the iPhone 7, the giant one.
The Plus, 7 Plus.
7 Plus? No, wait. That's the new one.
Yeah.
The 6 Plus.
He had the 6 Plus.
Oh, 6 Plus. Okay.
And he didn't like how big. After a while, he said it's just too big to fit in pockets. Like for guys,
they won't.
It would come out of his pocket. So he just went and upgraded to the 7S, not the Plus. And he really likes that. Now, what I love about the 7S is the speakerphone on it. It's like you can actually put somebody on speakerphone and hear.
Oh, that's good.
I can't. Yeah, so I thought that was a good feature. But yeah, there's always new phones and new things, but I'm staying with this one until something really great comes out.
Now, Gina, have you noticed there's a trend for people not to buy tablets anymore? iPads are not selling.
No,
they've really gone down.
I never used my iPad. It's sad. And I had the Mini. I had I've had every iPad.
Why do you think that's happening?
Because our phones are big enough. Number one, and my iPad and my laptop. I have the MacBook Air. Yeah. I have a big iMac on my desk. Hardly ever use it. I'm always on my MacBook Air. I love my MacBook Air. I'm curious. My daughter's been hot on the new the tablet, it's Microsoft's
Oh, the Surface.
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 You know, the
Oh.
Surface is nice. But Leslie has one. She's got a 2-year-old one now, but it's not bad. It's not that heavy, and the new ones are nice, but I think they're overpriced.
Yeah, they're the price of a MacBook.
It is, yeah.
So I was curious, what the,
But you have a full OS, which is where I think Apple screwed up. The iOS is great, but everybody wanted when the iPad Pro came out, the 13-inch one.
right.
Nobody bought it. Nobody bought it because again, everybody said for this size, I want Mac OS, and they
Right,
wouldn't do
right.
it. They would not do it. Apple's funky. They do stupid things like that.
Yeah, iPads I think are great. I hate to say this because I don't want to make this a generalized statement, but they're great for grandparents because see, look, it's getting dark outside. I better put my little my light back on. Because you don't have to go and open up tabs and do that. You just push and open
Right,
an app. You're on
right.
Facebook and you open an app and you're on Skype. And to me, it's still a great grandparent gift. Which reminds me of another great gift idea for the holidays because for all of our grandparents, we bought them this Nix Play digital picture frame.
Oh
And-
yeah,
I love it. Nix Play, Nixplay.
Mhm.
The reason I love it is, the problem in the past was we always had to load photos onto an SD card and then
Yep.
try to explain to the grandparents how to put the SD card in. And so now you just take a picture with your phone and then you email it to an account and it uploads to their frame like within 30
Oh,
seconds.
that's easy.
They see
Right.
the frame. So all of the family members all have the account and they can all send photos throughout the year to the frame. And that's a great gift idea.
That is a good one.
For family members that
You
aren't
gave me an
nearby.
idea on that one.
That's
That's good.
that one's
I'm going to get one of them.
yeah, really
Because
cool.
I was always the one in charge of filling up the damn memory stick, and then you have the photo frame with the 400 pictures that have been going round and round for the past 7 years, and then you got to do it again, and then you end up putting the same photos on it again. So something like that can just give you an up-to-date thing on that's great.
Some of those on when you were trying to save them to an SD card, they wouldn't save, and like Facebook photos wouldn't go on there. So yeah, the Nix Play digital frames, and they come in like 8-inch, 12-inch. I think 13-inch might be the biggest. I have one. I bought one first to test it to see how difficult is this. Now here was the downside. So we wanted to get one for my father-in-law in Wichita, and he not tech savvy. Like he wouldn't know where his modem. He wouldn't know his Wi-Fi password, any of that. So we had to pay Geek Squad to come to his house to set up, which is just crazy when you think about how easy it is to set up a Wi-Fi frame. But that's a service that needs to be tapped. If you're an entrepreneur looking for an idea, there is your moneymaker, because there's so many of these people that want to use some of these smart home gadgets, but they just don't know how to do and people make you feel dumb, when they come out. But anyway, we paid Geek Squad to go out and hook up the wireless frame. But now that it's set up, everything we do, we take pictures, email them to Grandpa.
That's
And
really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You know what? And it makes people who are old, especially if they're really old or whatever, it makes them feel like they're still part of something.
Yeah, he loves it. He'll call us and he'll say, okay, I haven't seen any pictures of the new puppy because we just got Phoebe. And I say, okay, I'm sending them right now while we're talking. And I literally, on my phone, I send them like 5 pictures, and he'll get it. The little frame comes up blue and says new photos. A little bell rings, and he'll look, and there's the pictures.
So how many
really-
dogs do you have now?
I'm the crazy dog lady.
You have a lot now?
So this is our newest little baby, Phoebe.
Oh, it's so cute.
She's a Chiweenie, so she's Chihuahua Dachshund.
Okay.
And she's, I don't know, 13 weeks now. She's
She's really small.
Yeah. She'll be a 10-pound like Gus.
Yeah.
And Spencer.
Spencer is the one you had when we did the shows before.
Yeah.
How's he
Spencer's
doing?
4, Gus is 3, and then now Phoebe. They're like
Okay.
chips. You can't have just one.
Can't have enough. Yeah. It's funny. I know a lot of people who have at least 3 of the smaller dogs.
Well, because they play so well together
Okay.
that you do less work. It's for lazy people. Small dogs are for lazy people because I don't have to take them on a walk. They run around the house and chase each other, and then they're wiped out like this for hours.
That's funny.
Gina, did you know how you were saying about your your brother-in-law being challenged with technology. I heard a story this week which made me chuckle a bit. There was these people went to see a film, one of the latest releases, and they came back and they were so upset because they watched the whole film, and they said throughout the whole film it was all blurry. They said, when we went to the picture, did somebody say a couple of dollars extra for some glasses? And said, I'm not paying for rubbish. I've got glasses. I don't need glasses.
I don't need glasses.
They sat through a 3D film without glasses,
So
and that's
sad.
why. And so,
Yeah, that's
I
funny.
thought that's
It's sad, but that's funny. Hopefully they got their money back or got to watch it again.
no, they went, but they'd got home and watched the whole film, and
Yeah, and that nowadays we just kind of take things for granted that it's, something goes offline, it's easy to go back in and put the password in and you're back online. I think a simple thing is when you first get your Wi-Fi set up, change the stupid password that they give you that's so long, a bunch of numbers that you'll never remember it. Get something that you can remember or find. And then, like I keep a document for him with all of his passwords, with all the accounts we've set up for him. And I just keep it so that I can go and check to see if things go up. Now, my parents are very tech savvy. My stepdad is like, I just got them the same frame because my sister has kids, and I thought we were still sending the SD cards and doing the old-fashioned way. I was like, we need one of these Nix frames because we can just email the photos to you, and so. But he'll set it up in minutes. But my father-in-law, Kirk's dad, not so tech savvy. So,
one of my biggest hints for everybody with passwords and that is never ever click the button to remember your password, because that's what gets people into trouble, because they put a password in there 3 years later when it goes down, they can never remember what to do. So whenever you're logging into a site, always log in, never save the password, because you'll remember it then. Because as I said, I always use a password manager, like that one password.
One password is good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But see, that's a little intimidating for some people who aren't tech savvy.
But I said, even if they're not, as long as they just remember the password and don't just hit remember.
Right.
Because when you're using it all the time, you won't forget it.
That would be me hitting remember, and then I can't remember what my password was. It's like,
see, that's Kirk. He's always trying to come up with something clever, and he can't remember it.
That's me. That's
Yeah.
it. What did I do? It's a variation of 8 different things. Which one was it?
Just make the word incorrect. So it'll say your password is incorrect. Then you just it.
That's a good idea. I know. We're changing our passwords as you're saying that. Hey, that's a good one.
Incorrect. Your password is incorrect. I go, oh shoot, that's right.
Yep.
We're incorrect. Well, it's always so fun to see you guys, and lots of gadgets to buy. I'm doing, because of my hip, I'm doing all my shopping. Oh, look, Amazon or Alexa. Alexa, stop. I set a timer earlier for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Just went off. But yeah, I'm doing all my shopping this year online. Every single item.
I thought you did usually. No?
I probably did maybe 60 or 70%, but there was something always appealing in an insane kind of way of going to the mall this time of year. That's crazy. And usually it was because I'd buy one thing for somebody and one thing for me. one thing for me. So this year I said, okay, with my hip I can't get out and go in the malls and walk around, so...
I don't know. It sounds like you're doing pretty well.
I actually, it's amazing. Amazing. I got a new hip for Christmas.
Well, part of it, you're in good shape, so that helps. Anytime you're in good shape, having any kind of surgery is like a lot less than anybody else.
But Rick, I had stopped doing a lot of activity this past summer because of the pain.
Oh, I believe it.
I didn't get to hike as much as I wanted. I didn't get to do some of the goals. I did a couple mud races, which really hurt me to do those. And so now I'm excited because I'm going to start training for something in the spring, summer, and then I want to do rim to rim Grand Canyon, maybe fall.
But when I first heard that you had the hip issue, it was Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro just took her out. That's it.
Kilimanjaro really did.
Yeah.
Well, what happened on Kilimanjaro is I tore the labrum. So the
is that what happened?
It tore the labrum coming down from Kilimanjaro, and so I was already having cartilage issues. And then when I tore the labrum, all of a sudden I had more severe pain. So that's what made me finally.
I didn't realize you had hurt yourself coming down.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I thought, I pulled something.
But you know what?
You
did it.
So
But you did it.
Pictures, yeah. And they did x-rays and stuff, they go, yeah, you have no cartilage left in your left hip.
That's funny. Well, I always used to joke around. After you do something like that, they go, you did it. I did it. I did it. How do you feel? Well, I can't feel anything below my neck, but I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
gosh.
that was my, so I'm excited to be on the uphill and get back.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And did they give you the kind of hip that has more movement so you could actually? Yeah, they did.
It's 3
That's good.
different components. It's metal,
Mhm.
so it's titanium ball, I
Yes.
think, then
Yeah.
ceramic or porcelain socket, and then metal, some other sort of metal.
The only thing I heard, and you're going to have to verify this with time, is that sometimes when you have the hip replacement, when it's cold, the rods actually get cold,
I could see that because it's
and
metal.
it makes you
and
feel colder.
it's
I've heard that from people.
huge dagger.
They can put leggings on or other things that maybe help, but yeah, it's interesting. I guess it makes sense because metal is on the colder side, and
Right.
but the body
Just
does keep it
say-
more in temperature, so that's good.
And I'm always cold anyway, so I probably won't notice a difference. But
Okay.
airport security, I always get dinged for shoes and things in my
Now
bag.
you're going
so
to
I
get
don't
dinged for
think
you.
change. So I don't think there'll be any difference whatsoever in my.
No, all they do is
circumstance.
they'll still go after your hair, right?
They still give me the head massage occasionally.
Oh, that's
They'll
so
take something
funny.
to my hair. I'm like, give me the massage. Check it out.
Yeah.
I
That's
just hate
cool.
it when you go to the airport and you've taken every bit off your belt, and then you've got to put your hands up in your hair and
I know.
your pants are going to fall down. Like in LAX, you've got that full body scan,
Mhm.
which you've got standing there and it rotates round, and your pants are nearly falling down. You think, I've got to push out so my pants don't fall down.
So
So
a belt, a
embarrassing.
good belt is also on our list of Christmas wishes. Oh no, because you have to take it off. Suspenders? You'd have to take those off.
That's
too.
right. You would have to take them out. They'll make it because they have metal clips usually.
You have to
I
take
like
them all
rope.
off.
Rope suspenders.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
waiting
true.
for the time where they make you strip off and you have to go there through naked and then come out the other side in dress. I thought that'll stop me traveling.
I like the guy in Oregon who they were giving him a hard time, so he took all his clothes off. He went butt naked,
I saw that
took
on
his
video.
clothes off, and they went, "What do we do?"
That's
In
so funny.
Oregon, you're allowed to do that. You're actually allowed. And they just kind of guided him off, and then he left. He says, "I was making a point. You want me to strip? I'll strip." And everybody's like, and he wasn't a young guy. He was an older guy. Said, "I've had it." So he just took everything off, and that must have been hilarious.
You know, thousands of people are still in therapy over that.
Probably.
Still needing therapy for flying. PTSD.
Oh, probably. Well, Gina, it's always a pleasure. We got to do this more than every 2 years, but
It is, yeah, we do have to do it more than every 2 years. Well, I've been trying to do a Facebook Live every week.
okay.
And talk about social media and different marketing tips and things. And so, partly because I really believe Facebook Live is a game changer for businesses. I
Interesting.
just feel like it's we have to get started to get good. We have to get good to get great. So start now and just get out there and start doing them, and don't worry about being perfect, and get some little equipment going, and then pretty soon, you'll upgrade and be spending $1,300 on a headset.
Yep.
But like you said before, Gina was saying about in e-learning, one of the big things in there is video as well. And plus, when we talk about learning, things change so much. Sometimes it's not worth devoting hundreds of hours creating a course. Just do a live web stream on some training.
Yeah.
Because next week or next month it's going to change. But
It's going to change, yeah.
the thing with a lot of people is, like you said, they try to make it perfect. But
Right.
what my point is I used to think that, but I thought, well, I'm standing up there telling people it, so why not just do it with record it and do it that way? So if it's wrong, I'm saying it wrong in person, so why not just get out there and do it? The other alternative is not to do it, but then everybody misses out.
That's
But
right.
That's the thing.
Now, I
conflict
do
thing that we
see
get
a
with
need
here.
for training. I think in training, there has to be a need to train trainers to be better on video.
Right. And there
Yes.
is, because that's where they make mistakes. And
Yeah.
I did a series for Adobe for almost about 6 months of how to make your presentations engaging online.
Because some of them, I just want to poke
Oh.
my eyeball out because they're so boring. The person is droning on and
Yep.
on. They don't have a good stage presence
No.
on a camera. And I'm just going, get some coaching. Like hire a coach or work with somebody. Go to a class on just simple ways to put more energy in your voice,
Yep.
Whether that's sitting up straight, standing up straight, but it is possible to train to speak more enthusiastically. Some people think, no, I just don't have that passion that they have.
You can train it. You can train. The worst part is when you get the guys or girls, whoever, going, okay, now, we're going to talk about, this is just the way, it just works, And it's just like, oh my gosh, don't do that.
Well, Valley Girl, you're from California. I'm sure you hear it, but I hear young women do my name is Gina, and we're going to talk about social marketing.
And it's always like marketing, and then you're right. Everything at the end is a question. You're not really sure if you're asking that's pretty bad. Sometimes I've heard a lot of people do that too, and the problem is they don't, and then they don't know why. You have 300 people in the show who show up at the seminar, and 290 leave.
Right.
And they go, what happened? And the whole thing, you're not engaging them.
Yeah, you're not passionate about your topic. So I think that if you're in the training field, look at this as an opportunity of video is getting bigger and bigger, but that doesn't mean everybody's great at it.
No.
So there could be a really cool opportunity for some training. I mean, now you've got live streaming, and now there's tools. I've been playing with this tool called Blue Jeans that allows you to bring in multiple people. So it's like Google Hangouts, multiple people. So you could do coaching with people and have them present and give them coaching. I don't know. I think there's some cool opportunities for 2017.
Yep, probably right.
But I think, to me, one of the biggest things that people worry about is, say, video. They worry too much about the video side of it. Yes, clean up the background, but I've seen one of them that do a wonderful job of the video quality. The production's excellent, but the sound is atrocious, and I can't stand to listen to it.
Now, Gina, if you notice, Jeff is in a studio with about 100 or more. That's actually real. That's not green screen. He actually created 100 TVs behind him. Yeah, there are actually 100 iPads, every one of them.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just joking, but it makes people wonder, though.
I was assuming that was a green screen studio brought in.
Just like ours. Yes. Just like ours is green screen behind me.
Mine's green screen. This is not a real Christmas tree.
Is that
No. This is not a real dog right here. It's all brought in green screen. All hologram.
He's a 3D dog.
He's a 3D dog.
Hey, Gina, it's been a pleasure having you on again, and we can go on for hours. So I know you're recouping. We want to, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And you look like you always do, so it's hard to believe you even had surgery. But
I have to go ice my hip. I have an ice machine.
Yeah, that's good, because that really helps with swelling and inflammation, and you'll be walking and running in no time, I bet you.
Yeah. I told Kirk he needs to take me out to dinner tonight or tomorrow, because I've been in this living room all week.
Don't stay crazy.
You're kind of stuck there, huh?
Yeah, 2 weeks I can't drive.
Oh, you can't drive? Okay. Oh, too much pressure probably if you have to hit a brake or something, right?
I guess, but it's my left hip, so I'm like...
Oh, that's okay. You don't have a stick shift.
No, I'm like, I should be able to do it. But they said, no, it's a law, you can't do it. It's
really?
Usually
it's longer, a law?
But he told me 2 weeks. I said, all right.
Hey, could that be because of the anesthesia?
I'm not on any drugs whatsoever.
No, okay.
But they said it has to do with your reflexes. Still are not quick on that hip.
Interesting.
So if for some reason I had to do something, it's just not there, and they said you can't do it. So Kirk said I am forbidden to drive, and I said, well then, driving Miss Daisy, take me out somewhere.
Right when you were about to take ninja classes. I don't know. It's just bad timing.
I have on my calendar tomorrow a kickboxing class, but I'm probably not going.
I said, you better watch it. If they start banning people with bad reflexes, you can ban half the people on the road.
That's true.
True.
Anyway, well, hey, have a great one, Gina. Have a wonderful holidays. Thanks so much for coming on, as always. And you're in our dreams and our best wishes for you to get healthy. And I mean, you look healthy. To recoup.
We'll see you soon at a conference somewhere here in the U.S. We'll have to all coordinate and convene on a conference.
That would
here
be fun. Yeah, we haven't seen you in, I think, 2 years.
Devlin was the last one. I think we met up.
About 2 years ago, 3 years ago, actually, almost.
4 years ago, I think it was.
No, it's not that long.
Was 2000? Yeah,
I think it was about 3. I think it was about
Years.
3. No, I know it was about 3 because we had somebody working with us that first year. Remember Alex?
That's right, it was, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, have a good one. And everybody, if you're watching,
Happy
you can watch it
holidays.
on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on Vimeo later on. So Enjoy,
cultural-
and all of you guys, I don't know if we have one more show, I think, this year, but if not, have a happy holidays, and we'll see you next year. I think we have one more show.
Bye for now.
Take care, Gina. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.